Sometimes you play in a game and no matter how much you pop off or how much impact you have, you simply lose teamfight after teamfight. It feels like the synergy on your team is all off, and no matter what individual plays you make, you simply don't have enough space to perform, and time again, everything goes wrong. The enemy team will roll through point after point until they cap all three, and you're left feeling helpless, unsure if this game is even winnable. You could easily just give up and write this game off as a loss. However, what you're going to learn how to do in this video is really dig deep, swap to flankhog, and take the impact into your own hands. This is the best carry playstyle in the entire game that relies on absolutely zero synergy between you and your team. Essentially, if you master this playstyle, you could easily hard carry tons of games that were seemingly unwinnable due to your lack of synergy with your other tank. Let's just jump right into it so you can learn how to pop off and hard carry as flank Roadhog. Do you want in-depth guides telling you everything you need to know to improve? Then come give our website a shot. GameLeap.com has hundreds of guides over every character in the game to ensure that you're prepared for any meta. Every single guide is made by Grandmaster players, so you get the absolute best tips and strategies out there, all in the same spot. So what are you waiting for? Come check us out in the links down below. Now the first thing I want to do here is route to the backline. I've already identified that my synergy with my team is relatively weak, so I'm trying to get individual picks and plays as Roadhog by myself. That being said, I've identified that the enemy team has both an accretion, a sleep, and a May. So I'm looking to try to find impact in the backline without getting punished myself. I see an opportunity here with a cross angle between me and my team, and I easily secure a kill on both Sigma and Reinhardt. This all but confirms this fight for us, and as long as I hold the point and secure it, we easily win because they don't have any way to engage the point. As you can see, the true strength of flankhog is ending fights extremely fast. Sometimes simply getting that one shot off allows you to win the fight before the enemy team has any chance to react, and Roadhog's burst damage allow you to close out a fight convincingly after you got that initial pick. I really don't want our team to be held at the choke here, so in an effort to snowball Street's phase, I make a flank and try to get a pick here. You notice how I peek for just a second and I instantly hook and kill the Zen. Now I have to really identify exactly what can see me and what can punish me here. There's a Sigma, Mei, Ana, and Roadhog that can all easily punish me, so what I want to do here is make sure that I get my hook back before I engage anybody. If I simply run away, it's really hard for the enemy team to pursue me because if my hook comes off cooldown, I can easily get another pick, and 2 picks here, even if I die, is definitely worth it because it can allow my team to turn the fight. Essentially, Roadhog's extreme one-shot capabilities actually scare away enemies from pursuing you. They're so afraid of that ability for you to just turn the tables on them that most often, if you run away far enough and they know that you've gotten your cooldowns back, they won't pursue you at all. Now this next play is extremely risky, however it's one of my favorite plays to make in the whole game. I call it the double dip, and essentially what you're doing here is going back into a corner that you just flanked. Most of the time you should never re-peek the exact same corner because the enemy team will be expecting you. However, what the double dip uses is it uses that knowledge that the enemy team think that you'll never re-peek the exact same corner because you'll definitely get punished, so they don't even check. While you could definitely always play safe with Roadhog in a way that you could never get punished, sometimes being unpredictable is the best way to play on Roadhog. Being unpredictable allows you to get that one shot before the enemy team have any sort of reaction time. On top of that, playing extremely safe and passive might not give you the impact that you need in order to win a game. And if you get into patterns or consistent habits, the enemy team will start to pick up on that and you'll be predictable. A hog that is predictable and can't get that one shot off is just a giant ult battery that's easy to punish. Essentially, in order to get effective hooks off, you need that element of surprise, so trying to do mix-ups in your gameplay can help you execute these surprise picks more effectively. Now notice right here I use the exact same flank style that I've done in the past. It's a simple rinse and repeat with Roadhog. Essentially right here I get walls so I get perfect information. I want to let the hog and the Sigma pass me because they're 2 characters that can easily punish me. Now I crouch walk forward trying to find the target that I want to hook, and Zenyatta is the easiest target for me to one-shot, so the second he walks into my LOS, I easily confirm a hook on him. Then I retreat in the same way that I've done before. Essentially, it's a repeat of the exact same strat that I did earlier. You could easily find these opportunities as long as you're unpredictable. Rinsing and repeating free picks throughout streets can not only let you snowball a point, but it can really shut down an enemy player. Think of their Zenyatta player. Check out just how much ultimate charge he's gotten since the times I've killed him. That Zenyatta has not gotten off a single transcendence that has had impact because I've killed him over and over again. That Zen didn't even have a chance to build up ultimate, much less have an impactful ultimate that actually won them a team fight. This fight we barely squeak out, however if they had a Zenyatta that had an active transcendence in that fight, there's a big chance that we might have lost it. Me consistently shutting down the exact same character over and over again allows them not to get ult charge and not have impact for ultimates as well. Now you see me do it at multiple points through this VOD review, but always try to set up your next engage after every single engage that you won. What you want to do here is snowball. The more staggers that you can get from the enemy, the easier it is to roll through points uncontested. And on top of that, even when a play goes wrong and your team definitively loses a team fight, it's good to reset, play natural cover as HOG, and try to look for opportunities to turn a fight. It's so easy to turn a fight with one simple hook. Notice here how I'm constantly playing around natural cover and using my abilities to keep me alive. There's a lot of times where I'm simply just waiting around natural cover for my abilities to come offline. Essentially, Roadhog is very ability based, and you want to make sure that every time you hard engage, you have your abilities or you're engaging with a hook. Notice here I really play patiently, wait for my opportunity, and secure this insane flank play that allows me to definitively win this team fight. Let's go ahead and do an in-depth breakdown in order for you to understand exactly my thought process when engaging in this play and winning this team fight definitively. The first thing I need to do here is get my cooldowns back and keep track of where my teammates are. Even though I'm not necessarily synergizing with my team, if my team push in and create that cross pressure, it gives me an opportunity in order to secure a hook. Then I hook down the open door angle because I think that the enemy team are going to be hiding behind there. Throwing a hook down this area is not only extremely safe, but more than likely it's going to get me a pick. Essentially here, the risk is very low, while the reward is rather high, so I want to throw a hook down this door frame. In doing so, it allowed me to secure a hook on this Ashe, which is the entry pick for me to go in. Then, I know my team are going to be pushing through the left, so I catch my enemy Sigma in a retreat pattern. This is a really easy hook, and my Ana follows it up with a nano on me. With my whole hog plus the nano, this allows for an easy cleanup onto the rest of the enemy team. Keep in mind, Roadhog's spread of his whole hog is completely horizontal, so try to line up your enemies in a horizontal pattern. Now after all those picks, the rest of this team fight is just gravy, and we've managed to not only balance the scores, but pull ahead of the enemy team, even though at the very beginning, it looked like this game was already lost. Now jumping right back into the thick of it, the enemy team's push has gone all too well. Unfortunately for us, the enemy team has pushed us really far, and it looks like we're going to lose this first point. Me and my Sigma are trying to fight and make plays, however things are getting really hard and the enemy's area is really charred. What I'm trying to do here is look for an opportunity in order to win this fight. I managed to make a flank hook onto the Ashe and secure a pick. Even though the whole enemy is chasing me, I can easily retreat. Remember what I said in the beginning. It's really problematic for the enemy team to chase me here. Even though I exist back behind their backline, this is not necessarily a bad place to exist as long as I don't get punished and get staggered. Because I'm so far away and I have the potential to one-shot anyone who pursues me, I can easily play this backline. Now the enemy team know I'm here, so they're not letting me get an easy pick off. I'm trying to debate the enemy team so they can't find exactly where I am in order to get a key pick off. My even attempt at trying to kill the Ashe from behind gets thwarted by the enemy Doomfist. That being said, my Mei gets a huge Mei ult, and because I'm back here, I can follow up on this in a way that no one else can. The huge Mei ult freezes almost everyone on the enemy team. I can easily kill them with right clicks from range. This does tons of damage and I can easily burst them all down. This cross angle allowed me to get key pickoffs that I would have never been able to get otherwise. I managed to secure that fight for my team with the help of my Mei, and we managed to make a really big play that actually stopped the payload. Now, even though we got it this far, we still can lose this game, so we really have to make sure that we have high impact plays and shut down any funny business the enemy team's gonna whip out. I didn't know this at the time, but the enemy team is playing a Bastion. However, the way that I play this actually completely shuts this Bastion down and definitely secures this first point for our team. Now, the second that I identify that the enemy team has a Bastion, I'm going on this flank route again. However, I want to get the high ground so I can get a vantage point onto the Bastion so I can attempt to hook him. So what I do is I route up to this high ground and I easily see the Bastion right there and simply get an easy hook on him. I try to follow up on him, but he easily runs away with help from his team. I can go back behind this cover, get my hook back, and re-engage on the Bastion. If you take anything from this VOD review, definitely try to keep in mind the flow of Roadhog. You want to re-engage every time you have a hook. A 6-second cooldown in order to get a one-shot is absurd, and you can definitely abuse it. Weave in and out of combat and definitely try to secure hooks in a way that can get you key pickoffs. I easily use my breather to get right back out of that situation and go right back into it. Hooking the Bastion there twice, even though I don't confirm the kill on him myself, it allows my team to push in and not be afraid of that burst damage. These kind of plays are the type of plays that can really hard carry unwinnable games of Overwatch. Now, as we progress to the last stage of this game, I really need to try to get snowballs here in order to stop the enemy team from regrouping. As Roadhog, it is vital for you to understand that this is your job. While chasing down staggers is definitely the responsibility of the team, Roadhog not only has a hook that can catch people as they're retreating, but if he gets the tables turned on him, because of his breather, he's one of the few characters that can get back to his team safely. Even though I push forward here aggressively trying to get some staggers, I can still get out when the enemy Reaper tries to turn the tables on me. This is really important to understand that Roadhog can accomplish this job better than just about anyone on the team. When you're in a scenario exactly like this, you want to get staggers and not let the enemy team regroup. If you let the enemy team regroup and fight you 6v6, you're much less likely to actually win the team fight. It's far better to stagger them over and over again, so by the time they have to actually contest you for last fight, it's a 3v6, which is exactly the situation that we force here in this game. Also, notice the gigantic ult advantage that we have compared to our opponents. Because we made a play that dismantled the enemy team's bashing comp, they were forced to switch off, and all that precious ult charge they got in the first fight essentially went to waste. These ultimates became vital in winning this last fight. Essentially, while those bunker cheese comps can be extremely powerful in order to hold a point, it can become a liability if you can make a play to shut it down. Now, I hope all in all, this VOD review has actually been helpful for you. Now, playing HOG in a way that helps your team synergy, like just hooking Orisa pools, can definitely be a way to win tons of games. However, we've all had those Orisas that are not in chat, or simply won't work with you. Sometimes you have to take matters in your own hands, and that's what flankhog is for. Don't make this your de facto playstyle, because you can definitely get tons of free wins as long as you just play with your team's synergy. That being said, when I realized that the synergy was way off, I took matters into my own hands and really had immense impact on this game solo. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Any questions or characters you want VOD reviews on, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm Coach Mills, and until next time. Do you want to develop yourself as a player whose skill is not only adaptable, but transcends multiple metas? Don't worry, we got you covered. GameLeap.com is the only place where you'll find skills that work you from the ground up so that you can have the solid fundamental that can transition through any meta that you can come across. Not only that, but we have hundreds of videos that stem from in-depth guides to tips and tricks that can help you be prepared to dominate your ranked environment and get that sweet, sweet SR. We're so confident that our product will help you that we offer a 10-day money-back guarantee. Come check us out risk-free in the links down below.